All right, so we are rolling. Welcome everybody to the May 2021 monthly Grace Roots Be Strong Talk. My name is Jay. I have the distinct pleasure to be hosting our monthly Be Strong Talks and for the nonprofit Grace Roots. And as we typically do each month, our Be Strong Talks really generally focus on recovery, how to be strong in recovery or related topics. So we've got another special guest this month to tell us her Be Strong story. And but before we jump in and introduce our special guest, just a quick reminder. I would appreciate it if everybody, until we let our special guest tell her story this evening, please keep your lines muted, and then there'll be an opportunity at the end for some back and forth, some questions or comments. Or appreciate everybody that's joining us. Looks like we have a healthy crowd again for this evening. So you can check out our past monthly talks. You can just go to YouTube and check out our past talks. Just search Grace Roots Be Strong. You'll find our YouTube channel, and of course follow us on Facebook as well. Just go to Facebook and look up Grace Roots Pathways to Wellness. And we're hoping to be doing some of these in person in the near future, but we haven't decided when and if we're going to do that. So follow our Facebook page to stay up to date on these monthly talks if you want to participate live. And so without further ado, our special guest this evening for the May 2021 Be Strong Talk is Camille Ireland. And Camille, I'll just let you take it away. Thanks so much for joining us this evening, and please tell us your personal Be Strong story.
Thank you very much, Jay. My name is Camille, and I am an addict. I have been clean since 4/17/17. I don't get asked to share a lot. I remember a few years back, I used to get, people around me used to get asked to share, and I would be like, oh, why don't they want to hear my story and blah, blah, blah. And then I remember going and showing up for some people, and they had to talk for like 45 minutes to an hour. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what I would say, I don't, but that's something I've learned as time has gone on, that recovery and sharing my story, it's my story and I know it. And it's not something that like I have to make up anymore. And I don't have to like show up with this fake facade to impress a bunch of people, because it's not about what you want to hear. It's about what I have to say. And I've learned that it doesn't even matter what I have to say. It matters what my higher power has to say. So I don't know what kind of beginning that was to this story. I'm a little nervous. My grandma's watching right now, and I think I get a little bit nervous when my family is watching, because I stayed away from my family for a long time. I danced around them. Actually, here on this property, I just recently moved in with my grandmother, and I will say that it is, when I contemplated the idea, it was one of the scariest ideas that I had thought of in recovery. And then right now it's like one of the best decisions that I've ever made. She's an incredible human being, and we have so much in common. And, I didn't realize how alone I was living by myself until I moved in with her. And so she's welcomed me with open arms, and vice versa. And I talk about her because it means a lot to me. And I didn't have those things when I was using. I spent 22 years in active addiction. My drug of choice was alcohol and meth, and really anything that could get me outside of myself. I started using because I didn't like the way that I felt, and I thought that using made me feel something different, and it made me feel invincible. It made me feel a part of, and it also suppressed all of the bad feelings and the bad emotions that, you know, and the bad thoughts that I may have thought about myself. I did grow up with some trauma. I think there's a lot of us that are recovering addicts that have. I will say that I've heard that there are people who haven't either, because addiction can strike anyone. It has no bias. It just so happens that I have had some in my life, and I found, I thought was a way out. So it's hard for me to talk about my story because I don't usually talk about the story, because I've learned through a 12-step program that I am a part of that we talk about the hope, and the strength, because what got me there is the same as what got everyone into some of those programs, or at least to the point of getting clean, was I was desperate to do something different. I had tried things my way for a long time. I was living out of my car, homeless, here in Grants Pass and in the Rogue River area. And I was using just to stay alive. I was using and selling drugs to support my habit and to, you know, put gas in my car and whatnot. And, you know, when I talk about like being alone, I would drive past my grandma's house and I wouldn't stop because I wasn't welcomed. Because I had done enough, and I had done enough in my heart that I knew that I wasn't welcome. Like I didn't want them to see who I was. And I didn't have anything to offer, you know, and if I did come around, I needed something. I needed cigarettes, or I needed money, or I was going to take something off of the property, you know, that I would genuinely want to return, you know, but it wasn't about caring about anyone else. It was about caring about my survival, you know. And had I known that all I had to do was ask for help, you know, or just stop using, and there was this different way of life, man, I would have been on that in a heartbeat, you know. It took me getting into trouble a couple of times to reach my bottom, and so I'm grateful for that. At the time, the first couple of times I wasn't grateful, and I was angry at the world. I was angry at cops, because where I was angry with someone else, if they hadn't done what they had done, I wouldn't have been where I was at. And that's how my using was fueled for a long time. I had an ex who had committed suicide, and I willingly gave up on life, and that was my fuel to continue using. You know, and to this day, I'm grateful that those things have happened, because it led me to the bottom, to a place where I was tired and I could just give up. Not, I did want to give up, like, and die, but like when I got into trouble, the last time, I said I give up on trying to fight any of this, because deep down I knew that it wasn't working. I knew where my faults were. And I knew that I didn't want to use. I knew that I used against my will all the time, because I didn't know what else to do. And I had come to this space where I was like, well, I'm an addict, and that's just what the path is for me, you know. And that's just not true. I can recover, and I can do something different. So I got into drug court by going to jail the last time. I heard that there was a program that was really, really strict, and they had a bunch of rules and people who were going to watch over you, and you're going to have to show up and do UAs. And I thought, man, this is probably the next closest thing to boot camp, because I highly doubt they take me in the Army or boot camp. And I need direction, because I didn't have any direction, and I didn't have anyone that cared, and I needed to be in this system to get resources. So they accepted me into drug court, and I got to go to choices. And it was there that they kept telling me, just to come back. Was the first time that I heard that, like, we can't help you if you don't show up. And I hadn't shown up for anything, and because I was worried that I was going to get in trouble, because I knew I was going to leave there and I was going to go get high. And it was like, how do you tell them that, hey, I'm a fucking drug addict, and when I walk out that door, as much as I want to like make you guys proud, I'm going to go get high, or it's going to be presented, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do for this period of time until you want me to come back again. And I think somebody said, just show up. We'll deal with the rest of it. Just get in here so that we can help you. And that made sense to me. I was also exposed to women, and I was exposed to a particular person who just stood up and validated my feelings and validated where I was at in my trauma, and just sat with me. And that was something that was huge for me, no self-worth, and I didn't understand what goals were, and I had this belief that this is what my path was. And so getting clean put me around people that could care about me until I could learn to care about myself. So I went through the process, and I sometimes it was just literally hour by hour, when I could get to my pillow, is how I lived for a long time. And I made small goals, like to just get through the day. If I had an appointment, check that off my list, go to the bathroom, legit, check that off my list. Like, these are all things. Take a shower, do your hair, go to the store, and these lists of things like started adding up. And I thought, man, that's a lot of things to happen in a day. And it seems like it was so simple for other people, but for me, it was like, I hadn't done any of these things in a long time, nor had I done them, like in sequence. And so it was a very gratifying feeling just to get through those simple tasks and to get to my pillow. And that was what saved me, just another day down and another day in between my use. And as I started to string days together, the fog started to clear up a little bit, and I started to just kind of grasp what life was about. And I did make it through the drug court program, which is a very, very difficult program, and I graduated in 2018. In the process of drug court, I enrolled in college, which was a dream of mine, but I didn't think it could be a reality because I didn't think I was smart enough. And that began my journey with school. I'm still in school today. I have transferred from Road Community College, and I'm currently in Southern Oregon University. I'm getting my bachelor's in emerging media digital arts and a certificate in sound design. That will be one of the hugest accomplishments that, besides graduating, drug court, getting clean, celebrating 4 years clean, proving to myself that I'm not stupid and that I am fully capable. will be the biggest goal that I have attained so far. You know, school has helped me get an understanding of life. It's helped me understand my addiction and my recovery. That along with my fitness goals that I do. I'm very, very active in the gym. If anyone in here knows me, knows that. I believe in healing the mind as well as healing the body. They go hand in hand because I spent a lot of time hurting myself physically by using, sticking things in myself and not taking care of myself, not taking care of my hygiene or my oral, like going to the dentist and things like that. And all those things play an active role in just the deterioration of physically and mentally on a person, and so now I'm in a position where I want to live, and I want to live healthy. I want my body to withstand the time, because I have all these goals and these things, and I have these new ideas in life. And I've been taught to, like someone said earlier, to show up. And if my body's not working for me, I can't show up. And I want to be there because I've learned that I don't want to miss out on anything anymore, and I don't want to miss out on like showing up to somebody else's clean time and getting to celebrate that with them, or showing up to support another person, which is something that I never, it just wasn't in my things or list of things to do, was to show up for another person. It was like me. And today that it's shifted, and I realize that the things that happen in my life, I do have a choice because I'm clean. I wake up clean. I get a choice to do things. But it really is my higher power's path for me. And I simply just live what that will is, and I don't know what that is. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I just stay open and aware, and I stay open to hearing the message of life. And it might, when I first got clean, I didn't understand any of that type of language. It didn't make any sense to me. And today I live it. And because I live by spiritual principles that my life didn't consist of before. And that is due to a process of, all of these things, getting clean, the drug court systems, and the treatment systems, and then being in a 12-step recovery programs, and staying on my goals with fitness. It's all of this balance that keeps me going. So I get emotional when I start talking about being in recovery, because it's just a miracle, and I know that it can be done because I live it every day. And when I see the people around me, and then the people walking into the rooms and walking into drug court, I see myself in them. But I get to watch the program and work in other people's lives around me, and I know that I'm living in reality, because I didn't live in reality, and I didn't think that I was like anyone else. I thought I was very unique and different, and my story was horrible and no one would ever understand. And today I walk this path with so many people I don't even know, like this fluid journey of life, of healing, and I'm not alone in that, and I don't ever have to be alone, nor do I ever want to be alone. And I want as many people to hear that we can be clean and we can have these lives, and you don't have to be trapped by the shame and the guilt of the things that you did in your past. the one thing about staying clean is I get to make a choice to do something different. And I've learned that sometimes I make choices in recovery that maybe they don't fit, or maybe they're not the best choice of the time, but it doesn't mean that I'm horrible, and it doesn't mean that I can't decide tomorrow to do something different. It doesn't mean that I can't make amends to someone, because I understand that I'm not perfect. And as long as I'm learning from what I'm doing, then I'm still alive and I'm growing, you know? So I don't know. Things are really, really good. I just try and stay on track. I'm really grateful that people want to hear what it's like to be an addict, and to, you know, to get clean and find inspiration. And I'm grateful that my path is inspirational to other people. So I'm not sure what else to share, but I'd love to answer some questions if people have them.
Well, Camille, thanks for sharing your story. Based on some of the chat comments that I've seen pop up while you tell your story, I think you definitely are an inspiration to many, and people are really appreciate what you've shared so far. So, well, why don't we go ahead and start with some questions and comments. Feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead and ask Camille a question, or just give her some comments and encouragement.
Well, hey, Camille.
Hi, Rick.
Thanks for taking the risk to share.
Yeah.
I would be curious to know what the single most strongest influence in your life today is that helps you stay clean and sober.
That helps me stay clean and sober. I just always remember the desperation. I remember the fact that I don't want to lose my choice. I have a better understanding of what my choice is. And since I have completed the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous, I have a true understanding of what that is. And I do not have to, nor do I ever want to give that up.
Right on.
Hey, Camille, it's Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
Hi, I just want to say thank you very much for your share. You know, you and I don't hang out ever, but you are truly an inspiration to me. I love hearing your story. I love it when you share. You are an amazing woman, and I just love the hell out of you.
I love you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. So I just adore you. You are an inspiration to me every day. You're somebody I just never knew that anybody else would ever care, I guess, the way that you do. And I still have a hard time accepting that sometimes, but I'm working on it. But I love your story. I'm really glad that we got on here and got to hear it. And I just appreciate you and appreciate everything you do, not just for me, but for everybody in our community. You bring me to tears every time you talk. You just hit something in my heart. And I just love that about you.
I love you, Michelle.
I love you too.
Camille,
Hi,
thank you. Camille, thank you. I love your story. I love your sharing. You always touch my heart. You always share from the heart, and everything you mean is very emotional because it's from the heart. Thank you.
Thanks, Callie.
Hey, Camille.
Hi.
So talk about, go ahead.
No, you are more than welcome to. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm already over here crying too, right? So talk about a phoenix, right? Rising from the ashes to just like reach her hand and her heart back down to like help everybody in recovery and everybody still stuck in suffering and in their addiction. Like, doesn't matter where you are, she will show up and she will be there every single time. Like, I'm super grateful and honored to be able to walk this path with such a beautiful, encouraging, strong-willed, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually strong-willed woman. You know, I've seen her multiple times take care of so many people and help the next suffering addict. It's super inspirational. You know, she's walked me through my steps in the 12-step program, and you know, it's a gift. It's seriously a priceless gift that you know, our higher powers have brought us together on this journey and given us those choices, right? God, I love it that you said choices, because it's funny, right? Because it's choices, options, adapt, you know, it's kind of funny, but that is the most freeing thing that I've been able to receive. And I love it that she said that, because that's really what it is, right? We get freedom from the bondage of self and the chains of addiction, and we get to make choices today. And luckily for me, I have that woman right there by my side every day, no matter what I'm going through, no matter what kind of hard day I'm having, or, you know, if I'm having a great day, you know, I get to call and share my journey with her. And I am super, super grateful for you. I'm grateful for your heart. I'm grateful for your spirit. And this community is lucky to have you. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, so I want to share a few things about Camille before I ask her a question. Ben's also here. Tommy's here. We're all here to support you, Camille, because we love you so much, and you've made a huge and positive impact on our recovery as well. You are a friend, you're a daughter, you're a partner. You are somebody in this community that a lot of people in recovery look up to. You're a sponsor, you know, and when I hear your sponsees like talk about you and the advice that you give them, it's truly amazing. You know, the wisdom that you have at 4 years clean, and I mentioned this to you before, I thought that you had way more clean time, you know, because you know the literature very, very well. And you always give the best advice with a lot of like wisdom and like grace behind it. And I appreciate you for that. And you have a very powerful story, and I'm very glad that you're here today, you know, and that you made it through that door, and that you kept coming back. Like, that's what people need to hear, is that they just need to keep coming back, you know. And so with that, I want to ask you, I know that it's really nerve-wracking to walk into that first meeting or walk into the door of any sort of treatment center. So what would you tell an addict that just walked into that first meeting that might be a little nervous that day? And I love you and I'm proud of you.
I would tell them that I love them and that they are wanted and needed and they are welcome here. And I would tell them that I want them to come back. And I would ask them if they want coffee or donuts or anything to make them stay. And I would give them my number if they were a woman. And if they were a man, I would direct them to, and I would tell them to just stay and tell them how much we love them. Like, I was waiting for them to show up because I saved them a seat.
So I make this like kind of joke, right? That like Camille appears as if she could slay dragons, right? Because of like how strong she is and like her look, you know. But we actually found out that Camille wouldn't slay it. She would actually talk it down and talk about its feelings and ask if it was okay and how she could help them and if the dragon was hungry. And that's the one thing that I love about you, is that you have that quality, you know, like, and I just love you for that. I'm so proud of you, and I want you to know that I'm very honored to be on this journey with you. Very, very honored.
Likewise.
Okay, Ben wants to go.
Hi, Camille. It's not really
Hi,
a question. Because you're just out here killing the recovery and everything, but I just want to remind you, like, in case you ever forget, when we first started hanging out, you had a broken arm. You were skipping around town on your longboard, just as big a mess as I was, you know. And I think that although we might not spend a whole bunch of time together, that's the beauty of recovery, is that we're all in this together and we all grow together and we all lean on each other, even when we don't even know we're leaning on each other, you know. Like, if I see you just pushing forward, you know, you started going to school and you started doing all these things. There was a couple times when me and you and your other half, we all sat and did homework together at like the coffee shop and talked about recovery. And those moments meant a lot to me in my recovery. And so for everybody else that's here, that's in recovery, people are leaning on us even when we don't even know it, you know. And I think that I lean on other people too, even when they don't even know it, you know, because I'm watching them and I'm seeing you and everybody else, how they get through moments in their recovery and how they persevere through stuff. And it's just been cool to be a part of your recovery journey and see how far you've come. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Ben is
Grandma.
one of the reasons why I went to college, is because Ben was doing it. Ben and another guy in drug court were going to college, and I was like, well, if they can do it, I can do it.
Imagine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I could
I
do
didn't
it.
mean it in a bad way. I'm just like, someone else's, my peers, my equals were doing it, and I was like, well, I could do it too then. This is possible. So
Yeah, that's that example of just leaning on each other when we don't even know we're leaning on each other, you know. Just
yeah.
see somebody doing something that's good and healthy and you just kind of latch on. So we're all examples to each other all the time. That's why it's a cool thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Camille.
Hey Camille, it's Archie Lighty. How you doing?
I am good.
Good. So I want to say a couple things. I actually had to write them down because I want to try to get everything in. First of all, I'm amazed at how many outstanding people that we've heard tonight show you so much love and support, and I think that's pretty incredible. Somebody mentioned about like a video game or something like that, you being a dragon slayer. I actually was thinking that as you were speaking. And by the way, there's two Archie Lighties on this Zoom call tonight. One is me and one's my wife. She doesn't want to sit out here and get eaten by the mosquitoes, so that's where she's at. She's inside. But you know, I think that the thing that's amazing that you demonstrate is this independence, and that's what we all strive to be, I think, is to appreciate life so much so that we're making choices and we're living life to the fullest.
Yeah.
One of the things I tell my girls, and I got 3 girls, I always tell them, you are strong, you are beautiful, and you are in control. And I don't know how I ever come across that, but when I hear you speak, that's exactly what I think. You're strong, you're beautiful, and you're in control. And I think that's outstanding. And I thank you for that. I think the other thing that's really amazing about you and even some of the other people that have spoken tonight is how self-aware they are of themselves, you know, in terms of like knowing where they're at and where they want to go. And you mentioning not wanting to lose that choice, I think that's outstanding. I think none of us should ever want to lose the choice to be able to control our own lives. So again, I commend you for that. Now I know that one of the things that you've done, that you've really got into, you didn't mention it a whole lot, humbly so I believe, but you got into working out a lot, and that made a big difference in your life. Even won some competitions, I believe.
I did not win any competitions,
But you
I
were
did
in some
play.
competitions.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I have some other ones coming. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing. Would you mind just talking a little bit about how working out positively affects you, if at all, and maybe if that keeps you online, and how you've utilized working out to help you be strong?
Yeah. So it's more than just like be strong in strength in body and how much you can move. It's like it's finding something and showing up for yourself, not for anyone else. And that's what working out did for me. Because honestly, I never really liked working out, and it might be just because I was using, and working out and using don't really go in hand. But when I got clean, like I needed to be active. I needed to find another way to direct my energy, and I got high every day. So like, what can I do to replace these actions? And I needed to work out. I needed a way to release emotions, to release endorphins, to get energy, to help heal my body, even if at the moment I wasn't quite understanding the correlation, what I was doing to the fullest. I was helping my body heal, which helped my mind heal, and I believe quicker than just sitting around. And it has shown me that I'm capable of just being destructive, but now being not destructive. I can channel my energy. And it is a form of meditation for me. It's a place that I can go, and I get outside of myself, and I don't have to worry about what's going on, and I get to exert these things, and I get to be really in tune with myself and my body, and give back to myself physically. And there are perks of it. I like the way that it makes me look, I get to reach personal goals. It has helped me understand goals, and it has helped me understand, like I said, like understand recovery in a way that I didn't understand before, because it gives me tangible evidence of success as well, which I really needed to see. I'm a hands-on person, and I needed to see that just by sticking to things, I can do these things, and I can do them. Like I have control over that, and I battled an eating disorder that no one knew about. And 8/15 of this year, I will have 1 year clean from that eating disorder.
Wow.
Which is amazing. Yeah. And it's given me a completely different outlook on my life, on who I am, and it was my small lie that I was living. So
Wow.
yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And again, thank you so much for sharing. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. And
Thank
you are a blessing to this community.
Thanks. It's good to hear. It makes me emotional because I couldn't be here without all of these people that are in this room. And it means a lot to me, that these people are here, and that I get to walk these people, like Janae, I used to get loaded with, and now we get to work steps together. And Crystal is sitting in this meeting, who is like my sister, who's my family. And it's amazing. Tina's sitting in this meeting, who has shown me a love and friendship that I always wanted, people who are just truly your friends, who shut up for you because they thought you were cool, because they liked you,
Camille, I absolutely adore you. The Camille that I met 5 years ago and the Camille that I know now are two completely different humans. So you should just be super proud of yourself, 100%. Your growth game is strong. That's what I always like to do, is I compare myself to myself and not to others. And so just looking at the girl I met in the garage compared to the girl that I'm seeing every single day now is huge. So I'm super proud of you, girl.
Thanks, Lori.
So Camille, I have one for you. Anytime our guest brings this up, I feel compelled to kind of ask a little bit more about this. But you said early in your story, you referred to higher power. What does that mean to you, and how does that play into your ongoing recovery?
Yeah. I didn't have it. I was raised in religion before, and that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a power that is greater than myself, that leads my life, and I get to walk in this power's will. It's something that it's a personal connection that I have with a power greater than myself. It cares for my life when I can't, and even when I can, and it has helped me walk through the steps, and some people call it God, some people it may be the group of a loving group of people. It's different for everyone, but it's a relationship that I have worked on most definitely, and I even said a prayer like 3 times before I got on this meeting to just allow my higher power to come through me and allow me to tell the truth, because if the choices were left up to me, I wouldn't be sitting here. I would be doing something else and I'd be getting high. And that's just how it works for this addict, So I leave the choice up to my higher power to lead my life in the right direction. Yeah.
Thanks again for sharing. That's a very wise answer.
Thanks.
All right. So other questions or comments out there?
Tina, if you're sharing, your mic is off.
Yeah, anybody else that wants to make a comment, feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself. And
So I just unmuted myself, and I apologize for being late. But I just want to say, and I know that everybody knows this already, but anybody that doesn't know Camille can obviously see that she is strong by looking at her. But for the fortunate ones like us that know her, we know that, yeah, she can lift 300 pounds with no problem with her hips and, just kill it at the gym. And that's not even her greatest strength. Camille's greatest strength comes from inside, and it's just beaming. One of the things that I love and respect about Camille is, hi, Michael. She is a woman of absolute integrity in all areas of her life. If she's having a good day or a bad day, or no matter what season she's in her life, she goes through it with integrity. And I appreciate that so much. I personally have gained so much strength from her, and I appreciate her and love her so much. And I'm just grateful to, like Kyla was saying, I'm so grateful to be able to walk this journey with her and learn from her. She's a great teacher without saying anything, and that's a gift. And I just love you, Camille, so much.
I love you.
That's all.
Complete.
Camille, I just want to tell you that I love you so much. And I am so blessed that you are not only a part of my recovery, but a part of my family. And I have learned so many things from you, but what stands out the most is that I've learned what true friendship is with you. I've learned what it means for somebody to really show up for me no matter whatever it is that I'm going through, whatever it is that I need. Like, you have showed up for me in so many ways since the very first day that I met you. And I love you so much. And I'm so proud and so honored to be on this journey with you. You are absolutely amazing.
I love you too, Camille.
And Michael loves you too, Camille.
I do, Michael.
all right, we've heard from most of the people that are on the line, but any other questions or comments out there before we wrap up? All right, well, we'll go ahead and wrap up then. Thanks again, Camille. Really appreciate you telling your story, and thanks for everybody else to be on the line to help add to that story this evening. What a great story by everyone shared tonight. And so just as a quick reminder, we'll be continuing to do these on the second Thursday of each month. Stay tuned to our Facebook page, our Grace Roots Facebook page, to see whether we're going to continue these on Zoom or whether we'll do these in person or some combination. We also, you can find us on the web at grace-roots.org, and also our YouTube channel, where you can see tonight's amazing story here in the next few days, as well as our past monthly talks on our YouTube channel. Just go there and type in Grace Roots Be Strong, and you'll see our channel there, and you'll see the great stories that were shared previously as well. So good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Camille, I'll be in touch over email. Thank you again so much for joining us, and look forward to not only sharing a little bit more with you, but look forward to seeing where you go in your career. And from all the chat comments that I've seen pop up tonight, and everybody's comments, whatever you do in your career, my one advice from meeting you this evening would be make sure to stay involved in the recovery community, because you are a gift.
Thank you. I will.
All right, so thanks again, everyone, and we'll be signing off now. Have a great night and be strong in recovery.
Be strong. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye, Camille. Love you.
Love you, Camille. Thank you. You're groovy.
Bye, Camille.
Bye, Camille. Love you. You're a lifesaver.
You did.